Joe Flacco, bro, threw 2 picks and they lost the game, dog. I'm here to tell you, bro, this Joe Flacco experience, I'm telling you right now, it is not finna work. They finna have to play these 2 rookies. I don't give a damn what they say. Them making Shedeur Sanders inactive today was completely ridiculous. And they didn't even give us a reason to why Shedeur was inactive to even begin with. And to make assault to injury even worse, they lost the damn game. And Joe Flacco threw 2 picks. Kevin Stefanski hella mad. Oh my God, he's super mad. He in the press conference like this. Oh man, I'm just frustrated. Oh man, we could have had that one. No player. We don't want to hear no frustration. You got ready mode on your roster and you did not use them. I'm done talking. Let's check out what this fool got.
And you know what? He should be frustrated. Because Cleveland just got a cold, hard reminder that Joe Flacco isn't Baltimore's Super Bowl MVP anymore. He isn't that fearless gunslinger from a decade ago. This Joe Flacco is 39, creaky, desperate to prove he still belongs, and right now he's proving the exact opposite. But here's the part that has Browns Nation boiling. Shedeur Sanders, the rookie who has been electrifying fans in camp, the kids some are calling Brady mode already, he was inactive. Not even dressed. Not even an option. The Browns lost, Flacco imploded, and Kevin Stefanski had the audacity to call it frustrating. Frustrating? This is a disaster. Let's break this down, because Cleveland's loss wasn't just a bad Sunday. It was a warning sign. A flashing red light that the Browns' so-called mad scientist experiment with Joe Flacco is already falling apart. Joe walked out there like it was 2012, but played like it was backyard football gone wrong. 2 deflected picks, 1 missed extra point, 1 missed field goal, wideouts dropping balls left and right. This wasn't professional execution. This was chaos. Stefanski admitted it himself. There's 1,000 things we can do better. But let's be honest, when your quarterback is making you look old and desperate, how much better can you really get? The Cleveland defense balled out. They had sacks, they held down the second half. They gave Joe and the offense chance after chance. But the offense? Flatted. And here's the kicker. The Browns actually had 2 rookies step up as their leading receivers. Harold and Dylan, 2 fresh-faced kids, carried the load. The future was right there on the field. But the one rookie everyone wanted, the one with the swagger, the leadership, the arm, the son of primetime himself, Shedeur Sanders? He was forced to watch from the sidelines in street clothes. Somebody explain that to me. Somebody explain to Cleveland. Here's the reality. Joe Flacco was never supposed to be the long-term answer. He's a stopgap, a band-aid slapped on a wound that keeps reopening. And Stefanski knew that when he signed him. But instead of playing for the future, instead of unleashing Shedeur or even giving Dylan Gabriel more burn, Stefanski stuck with the safe choice. And that safe choice threw the game away. Now let me ask you, the fans, because this channel is about your voice too. Do you honestly think Joe Flacco should still be starting for the Cleveland Browns after what we just witnessed? Or is it time to hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders and finally let the kid cook? Drop your takes in the comments because I need to hear how you're feeling after this collapse. Cleveland didn't just lose a football game, they lost trust. Trust in Stefanski, trust in his decision-making, trust in this so-called plan. And when trust is gone in the NFL, that's when locker rooms fracture. That's when seasons implode. Let's go back to Stefanski's press conference for a second. He talked about tip balls, missed opportunities, and frustrating moments. He praised young guys, said rookies aren't really rookies, said he still trusts Jerry and his best receivers. But let's call it what it is, excuses. Cleveland had chances. Cleveland had the defense. Cleveland even had flashes of offensive rhythm. But the difference was at quarterback. Joe Flacco saw the field, sure. He got the ball to the right people, Stefanski said. But the right people didn't finish plays. Deflected passes, drops, miscommunication. At some point, that's not just bad luck, that's bad chemistry. And chemistry is supposed to start at the quarterback position. So when Stefanski says, we win together, we lose together, I get it. That's coach speak. That's unity. But Browns fans don't want unity speeches. They want wins. And they're not getting them with this version of Joe Flacco.
Very, very disappointing to come away with a loss in that game. Can't be -2 versus a good football team, and that's really the story of the football game. Tip balls, and we got to play cleaner. Now, there's 1,000 things that we can do better from a coaching staff, from a player standpoint, but we have to do a better job securing that rock. We obviously missed a field goal, missed an extra point. Those are points in these type of games that you have to come away with. So, it hurts. And you don't when you feel like you're doing some good things. Now, having said that, you have a division game next week, right back at it. So this team understands that these hurt, but we'll learn from it. We'll watch the tape. We'll recommit to the thing and understand that we have to do a better job in a bunch of different areas. But really proud of a lot of the performance from these guys, proud of effort from these guys, but it's just frustrating not to
Imagine this. Shedeur takes that field even in a tough division game. The energy changes. The fans erupt. The locker room feels a spark. You don't think the defense, after busting their tails all night, would have loved to see Shedeur get a shot? You don't think Jerry and Cedric, the wideouts who dropped balls, would have locked in if the rookie was throwing with fire? Come on. This isn't rocket science. This is football. And if Stefanski keeps burying Shedeur on the depth chart, he risks something far bigger than a loss. He risks losing the fans. He risks losing that locker room. He risks becoming the coach who never pulled the trigger when the future was right in his hands. Audience, let me throw this at you. If Shedeur Sanders had played instead of Flacco, do you believe Cleveland wins that game? Or was this loss deeper than just the quarterback position? Because I'll be real, yes, there were drops, yes, there were missed kicks, yes, the run game stalled. But all of those mistakes feel heavier when your QB is old, slow, and throwing ducks. When your QB is a rookie with fire, those mistakes feel like battles you can fight through. That's the difference. That's the energy Shedeur brings. And that's what Cleveland robbed themselves of by keeping him inactive. Joe Flacco isn't just holding the ball too long, he's holding the franchise back. And here's where it gets cinematic, because this is the NFL. It's drama. It's pressure. It's careers on the line every single Sunday. Stefanski is now at a crossroads. Stick with Flacco and hope the veteran cleans it up. Or roll the dice on Shedeur and ignite this fan base. One road leads to the safe, boring, frustrating press conferences we just heard. The other? It might lead to mistakes. It might lead to growing pains. But it also might lead to something Cleveland hasn't felt in decades: hope. And when hope is sitting there, waiting, dressed on your bench every week, how long can you really ignore it? That's the first half of our breakdown, and we're just getting warmed up. In part 2, we're diving deeper into Stefanski's body language, Joe Flacco's legacy unraveling in real time, and what this means for Shedeur Sanders' future in Cleveland. But before we roll into that, do you think this is the beginning of the end for Kevin Stefanski as Browns head coach? Or does he have one last trick left in his playbook? Cleveland fans, let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't just about Joe Flacco throwing 2 violent interceptions. This is about a head coach losing the plot. Kevin Stefanski has been hailed as a smart, disciplined coach. A guy who knows how to scheme, how to control a locker room, how to stay calm under fire. But Sunday showed cracks. Because when you stand at that podium and say, "We're frustrated, we'll learn, we'll clean it up," but you're the same guy who left Shedeur Sanders in sweats while your quarterback gift-wrapped possessions to the other team. That's not leadership. That's stubbornness. That's ego. And ego in the NFL gets you fired. Let's break down the vibes Stefanski gave off in that press conference. He kept repeating words like frustrating, will be better, and proud of the effort. But watch his face. Listen to his pauses. That wasn't confidence. That was a man who knows the city is about to turn on him. And Browns fans don't need much reason to turn. They've been through quarterback after quarterback, coach after coach, promise after promise. The one thing they won't tolerate? A coach who refuses to take accountability. Joe Flacco threw 2 brutal interceptions. The receivers dropped balls. The kicker missed. And instead of saying we failed, Stefanski spread it out like butter across the roster. We all share in this loss. Sure, that sounds good. But here's the truth. The buck stops at quarterback. Always has, always will. And the quarterback he chose? Joe Flacco. When you ride with Joe Flacco in 2025, you're not chasing wins, you're chasing ghosts. Now let's talk legacy, because Joe Flacco's career is a story of highs and lows. Super Bowl MVP. Giant contract. Ice-cold demeanor. For years, he was Joe Cool. But time is undefeated. His arm isn't the same. His reads are slower. His mobility? Gone. He's a statue back there. And the Browns are treating him like he's still that guy from Baltimore who carved up defenses. And here's the painful part. He's not even Cleveland's only option. Dillon Gabriel showed flashes. Harold and Dillon, rookie wideouts, stepped up and led the team in receiving. The kids are ready. They want the moment. And Shedeur Sanders? He's been waiting for that moment his whole life. So what is Stefanski doing? Protecting Flacco's ego? Protecting his own reputation? Because it sure isn't about putting the best team on the field. Audience, I've got to ask you, is Stefanski protecting Joe Flacco because he believes in him, or because he's afraid to roll the dice on Shedeur Sanders? Because to me, it feels like fear. And in the NFL, fear gets you nowhere. Let's revisit something John Liquidator said at the start of that transcript. Y'all got Brady mode on your roster and you did not use him. That line hit me like a hammer. Because think about it. Shedeur Sanders is being compared to Tom Brady before he's even played a snap. Fans don't hand out that nickname lightly. They see something. They feel something. And yet Stefanski refuses to unleash it. That's not just a missed opportunity, that's sabotage. Every week Shedeur stays on the bench, the Browns aren't just losing games, they're losing time. Look at the defense. Myles Garrett wrecked drives. The unit gave up only 7 yards in the second half. 7 yards. That's elite football. That's championship caliber defense. And what did the offense give them in return? Missed kicks, dropped passes, interceptions, wasted opportunities. You could see it in the body language. The defense walks off the field with fire in their eyes, only to watch Joe Flacco throw it away minutes later. How long before frustration turns to resentment? How long before players start whispering, "Why aren't we giving Shedeur a chance?" Let me throw this to you, the fans watching right now. How much longer do you think the Browns defense will tolerate carrying an offense run by Joe Flacco? How long before even they start demanding Shedeur takes over? Because I promise you this, defensive leaders like Myles Garrett won't sit quietly forever. Now, let's look ahead. Stefanski said, "We've got another division game next week." And he's right. The AFC North doesn't wait for anyone. Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, they smell blood. They see Cleveland wobbling. And if the Browns roll Flacco out again, those defenses are licking their chops. Baltimore especially. Imagine Joe Flacco lining up against his old team, throwing the same ducks, the same tipped balls. You don't think the Ravens secondary is dreaming about that? That's a nightmare for Cleveland. But imagine instead, Shedeur Sanders' debut, under the lights, division rivalry, the son of Deion Primetime Sanders showing Cleveland what he's made of. That's cinema. That's energy. That's the future. And Kevin Stefanski has the power to make that call. The question is, will he? Or will he stay stubborn, ride with Flacco, and watch his seat get hotter by the week? Stefanski isn't just coaching for wins now. He's coaching for his job. And Browns fans, let me remind you, we've seen this story before. Coaches sticking with veterans too long, afraid to give the rookie the reins. Think about the Bears with Justin Fields, the Patriots with Mac Jones, even the Jets with Zach Wilson. In each case, the coaches dragged their feet, protected their plan, and the result was disaster. Cleveland is on that same path. But here's the silver lining, it's not too late. Shedeur Sanders is right there. The spark is waiting. Stefanski just has to be brave enough to light it. If Kevin Stefanski benches Flacco next week and starts Shedeur Sanders, will you forgive this loss? Or has he already lost you as a fan? Let's wrap this up with one more reality check. Kevin Stefanski ended that presser by saying, "We win together, we lose together." But the truth is this: Cleveland didn't lose together. The defense played lights out. The rookies stepped up. Even the kicker, yes, he missed, but he's a rookie too. They all deserve time to grow. The one guy who doesn't deserve that time? Joe Flacco. Because he's had his time. He's had his career. And right now, he's standing in the way of the Browns' future. So let me leave you with this, Browns Nation: Shedeur Sanders isn't just another rookie quarterback. He's the future. He's the hope. He's the answer to a city that's been begging for one for decades. And if Stefanski can't see that, if he refuses to pull the trigger, then maybe Cleveland doesn't just need a new quarterback. Maybe they need a new head coach. Because in the NFL, you either adapt or you get left behind. Joe Flacco is the past. Shedeur Sanders is the future. And Kevin Stefanski? He's stuck in the middle, running out of time. And that's it for today's breakdown, Browns fans. This is Gridiron Insights, and I want to hear from you right now. Should Stefanski finally unleash Shedeur Sanders? Or should Cleveland ride with Flacco until the wheels officially fall off? Drop your takes in the comments below, because this is your team, your city, and your future. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another update here on Gridiron Insights, where we bring you the real drama, the real stories, and the real truth behind the NFL's biggest controversies. Until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out.